Imagine a vast, ancient land where the bush stretches endlessly, hiding secrets beneath its canopy. For decades, Australia has welcomed adventurers, drawn by its wild beauty. But in the early 1990s, a sinister shadow fell over this promise of freedom. It began with disappearances. Young backpackers full of dreams simply vanished. They were exploring the iconic East Coast, hitchhiking, seeking adventure. Then they were gone, leaving only worried families and unanswered questions. Ivan Milat was born into a large, troubled family in Guildford, New South Wales. One of 14 children, he grew up amidst a culture of violence and petty crime. His early life was marked by frequent run-ins with the law. From a young age, Milat displayed a disturbing fascination with weapons and a disregard for authority. He was known for his intimidating presence and a chilling lack of empathy. These traits would later define his monstrous acts. The first bodies were discovered in September 1992. Two British backpackers, Caroline Clark and Joanne Walters, were found in the Belanglo State Forest. Their remains were partially buried, bearing signs of extreme violence. The discovery sent a shiver down the spine of the nation. This was no random act. It was calculated, brutal, and deeply disturbing. The remote forest, once a place of natural beauty, became a scene of unspeakable horror. More bodies followed. In October 1993, the remains of James Gibson and Deborah Everest, two Australian backpackers, were found nearby. They had vanished years earlier, their fate a grim mystery until then. The pattern was undeniable. Young travelers, often hitchhiking, were being targeted. They were taken to the same isolated forest, subjected to torture, and then murdered. A predator was at large, operating with chilling precision. The police launched a massive investigation dubbed Operationally Air. It was a race against time, a desperate search for a killer who seemed to melt into the vast Australian landscape. The pressure mounted with each new discovery. The public was gripped by fear and outrage. Backpackers were warned, and the image of Australia as a safe haven for travelers was shattered. The killer's identity remained elusive, a ghost in the bush. Then came the breakthrough. In November 1993, the bodies of German backpackers Gabor Neugebauer and Anja Habschied were found. Their disappearance had been reported months prior, adding to the growing list of victims. The final victim, German backpacker Simone Schmiedel, was discovered in November 1993. 7 young lives brutally extinguished, all linked to the same desolate stretch of forest. The scale of the horror was immense. The investigation finally gained traction thanks to a crucial piece of evidence. In 1990, a British backpacker named Paul Onions had narrowly escaped an attack by a man offering him a ride. He reported the incident to the police. Onions described a man who pulled a gun on him and attempted to tie him up. He managed to flee, running onto a highway and flagging down a passing car. His terrifying account was initially overlooked, but it would prove vital. Years later, after the bodies were found, Paul Onions saw news reports about the Belanglo murders. He recognized the description of the area and the chilling details. He contacted Australian police, providing a critical lead. His testimony, combined with other evidence, pointed directly to Ivan Milat. The police began to build their case, meticulously connecting the dots between the disappearances and Milat's known movements. On May 22, 1994, Ivan Milat was arrested at his home in Eagle Vale, New South Wales. The raid uncovered a chilling collection of items belonging to his victims, including cameras, sleeping bags, and clothing. The evidence was overwhelming. Milat's property contained weapons consistent with the murders, and his alibis crumbled under scrutiny. The man who had terrorized a nation was finally in custody. The trial began in March 1996. Milat pleaded not guilty, maintaining his innocence throughout. However, the prosecution presented a compelling case, detailing the horrific nature of his crimes. On July 27, 1996, Ivan Milat was found guilty of 7 counts of murder. He was sentenced to 7 consecutive life sentences, ensuring he would never again walk free. Justice, though delayed, had finally been served. Ivan Milat spent the rest of his life in maximum security prisons. He never confessed to his crimes, nor did he show any remorse. He died in October 2019, taking his dark secrets with him. The Belanglo State Forest remains a haunting reminder of his atrocities. It stands as a memorial to the young lives lost, and a stark warning of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface. The story of Ivan Milat is a chilling chapter in Australia's true crime history. It speaks to the vulnerability of travelers and the enduring evil of a predator who preyed on innocents. His name is synonymous with terror, a shadow that will forever linger over the Australian bush. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to support our channel. Your support helps us create more dark stories, true crime mysteries, and deep dives into the minds of history's most twisted figures.